Do you ever stand up from a chair and your legs feel like they're waiting to catch a Wi-Fi signal? They're tingly, heavy, and react slowly, as if they need their own cup of coffee to get going. And if you've ever felt like you're walking on leaky inflatable cushions, then welcome. You're not alone. The truth is, after age 50, and especially as we enter our 60s and 70s, our legs start sending out SOS signals. Blood circulation in the legs isn't as quick as when we were running around the house looking for the TV remote. And if we don't pay attention, blood can become lazy about returning to the heart, causing leg swelling, numbness, and even making us more prone to falls. Nobody wants that. But don't worry, you don't need to climb 20 flights of stairs or bike 30 miles to improve circulation. In today's video, we'll explore 3 extremely simple, easy-to-do habits that can bring real change to your legs, helping blood flow better, reducing leg fatigue, making your steps steadier, and life easier. No need for the gym, no special equipment required. You just need a pair of legs, a little patience, and a few minutes each day. Sounds as easy as flipping your hand? Actually, it's even easier because you don't even need to use your hands. Let's get started and see why you can help your body run as smoothly as a new washing machine. And don't worry, there are no complicated buttons in this video. Imagine your body as a 2-story house with an automatic sprinkler system. The heart is on the ground floor. That's the central pump. Its job is to pump water, that is, blood, everywhere, from the roof to the backyard. And the plumbing system, that's the blood vessels running along the walls, under the floors, snaking into every nook and cranny. But there's a huge difference between water and blood. Blood doesn't flow with gravity. In fact, it often has to fight against it, especially in the legs, the lowest part of the body. Once blood goes down to the legs, doing its job of delivering oxygen and nutrients, it has to go back up to the heart to be pumped again, and that's the most difficult journey. Just like you have to pump water from the backyard up to the roof, the process of pushing blood back up from your feet to your heart also requires a lot of effort. So what keeps the blood flowing upstream from the legs back to the heart without just sliding back down due to gravity? The answer lies in 3 key factors in the body's structure. First, the deep veins in the legs. These are large conduits responsible for transporting used blood, low in oxygen, from the legs back to the heart. They are the main highways in the circulatory system of the lower limbs. Second, inside these veins are venous valves, acting like one-way doors, only allowing blood to flow upwards and not back down. Thanks to this valve system, blood doesn't pool in the feet or ankles. And most importantly, it's the muscle groups in the legs, especially the calf muscles. These muscle bundles, which seem to only serve for standing and walking, actually act as extremely powerful auxiliary pumps. Every time you walk, lift your heels, or simply flex and extend your ankles, your calf muscles contract, putting pressure on the vein walls. This pressure pushes blood upwards, like squeezing a tube of toothpaste from the bottom to make the paste come out the top. Without the squeezing force from the muscles, blood would pool in the lower limbs, causing heaviness, leg swelling, and even increasing the risk of varicose veins over time. But when we sit for long periods, stand a lot, or don't exercise much, what happens? The central pump, the heart, is still healthy, still working. But the auxiliary pumps in the legs are just sitting idle. Without muscle movement, without pressure on the veins, blood starts to pool in the feet and ankles. The initial feeling is heaviness and soreness. Gradually, swelling may appear, or even varicose veins, when the valves in the blood vessels weaken and can no longer keep blood flowing in the right direction. This is why many people, after a long flight or sitting all day, feel like their legs are weighing a ton or experience mild swelling in the evening. And for older adults, the situation is even more challenging. Why does blood circulation in the legs gradually weaken as we age? The answer lies in a combination of natural changes in the body, subtle changes that have a profound impact on circulatory health, especially in the lower limbs. First, as we age, the muscles in our legs, especially the calves and thighs, begin to shrink. This phenomenon is called age-related muscle loss, or sarcopenia. When the muscles weaken, the contraction force to push blood back to the heart also decreases, like a pump gradually losing power. At the same time, the valves inside the veins, which act like one-way doors to prevent blood from flowing backward, also begin to weaken and no longer close as tightly as before. When these valves no longer function effectively, blood easily pools in the feet and ankles, causing swelling and a feeling of heaviness. It doesn't stop there. Blood vessels also gradually lose their natural elasticity. They become stiffer, less flexible, making it difficult for blood to flow smoothly as it did when we were younger. And perhaps most importantly, exercise habits decline with age. Many older adults walk less, spend more time sitting or resting, while getting up and moving becomes less frequent. Staying in one position for too long, like sitting or standing still, makes blood more likely to get stuck in the lower limbs instead of being pumped back to the heart. All these factors, from weak muscles and failing venous valves to less elastic blood vessels and a sedentary lifestyle, create a silent storm that significantly impairs circulation in the legs. As a result, older adults often feel numb, tired, or heavy legs when standing or walking for a long time. Some even experience swelling or night cramps, signs that the circulatory system is struggling to circulate blood effectively. A sluggish circulatory system in the legs isn't just uncomfortable, it's also a trigger for many other problems. Blood that pools for a long time can increase the risk of blood clots, deep vein thrombosis. Reduced oxygen and nutrient supply to leg tissues leads to dry skin, slow healing ulcers, and slow recovery from minor injuries. The heart has to work harder because blood doesn't return at the right speed, increasing the burden on the cardiovascular system. It might sound alarming, but the good news is you can improve this with very simple changes. You don't need expensive machines, and you don't need to walk 10,000 steps a day. You just need to reactivate the muscles in your legs to remind the auxiliary pumps to work. Even while you're sitting in your armchair or watching the evening news, you can still do gentle but effective movements to help blood flow better from your legs back to your heart. And that's why we're exploring 3 simple habits together in this video. No sweating, no difficulty, and especially suitable for anyone over 50 who wants to take care of their legs and heart every day. What if there was an exercise you could do right now while sitting in your chair, without getting up, without putting on shoes, without breaking a sweat, and it only takes exactly 1 minute? Welcome to the first habit, the 60-second ankle pump. A movement so small that it's easy to overlook, but it can make a big difference for your legs, your heart, and your energy levels throughout the day. What is the ankle pump? Actually, it's a very simple movement, but it brings great benefits to blood circulation in the legs, especially for older adults. To do it, just sit up straight in a sturdy chair with both feet resting comfortably on the floor. Then, gently lift your heels, keeping your toes on the ground so that your ankle forms a flexed angle. Next, lower your heels back to the starting position. Then repeat. Lift up, lower down, rhythmically and steadily. Repeat this movement continuously for about 60 seconds. You can do both legs at the same time, or one leg at a time, depending on what feels comfortable for your body. The most important thing isn't speed, but regularity and rhythm. Imagine you're gently pressing the pedals of a piano, softly, delicately, not slamming on the brakes of a car. In just 1 minute, you've awakened your calf muscles, activated your venous valves, and helped blood flow upstream back to your heart. It's a gentle, effective warm-up. No equipment needed, no strain, but it can make a big difference in improving circulation in the legs, especially for sedentary older adults. Why does just nodding your ankles help improve circulation? The answer comes from the body's own structure. When you lift your heels, the muscles in your calves and ankles contract gently. This contraction puts pressure on the deep veins, like squeezing a water hose from the outside, helping to push blood upwards. And when you lower your heels, the muscles relax, and blood is drawn further up by the low-pressure suction in the chest cavity. This up-down movement actually mimics the movement when you walk, but without needing to go outside. So, for those who are less active or unable to walk far, this is a great option to kickstart circulation in the legs without straining yourself. A study published in 2003 in Clinical Hemorrheology and Microcirculation tracked blood flow in the legs during ankle pump exercises, and the results surprised many. With just this simple exercise, venous blood flow in the legs increased by nearly 50% compared to rest. That means, if you often feel numb, legs, calf fatigue, or mild swelling after sitting for a long time, just 60 seconds of ankle pumps can significantly improve those sensations. Another study also showed that older adults who regularly did ankle flexion extension exercises for 4 weeks had a significant improvement in blood circulation in their legs, reducing heavy legs and ankle swelling. No machines, no personal trainers needed, just your ankles in 60 seconds. After age 60, most of us gradually lose muscle mass in our legs and sit more than we move. As a result, our natural pumps no longer work as effectively. Ankle pumping at this point acts as a gentle nudge to help blood not pool in the lower extremities. And if you're using a recliner, sofa, or even a wheelchair, ankle pumps are still one of the safe exercises you can do every day. This exercise isn't just for the elderly or those who are less active. It's also very suitable for anyone with signs of ankle swelling, heavy legs at the end of the day, or simply wants to keep their circulatory system healthy even if they don't walk much. In fact, if you've ever heard of varicose veins and want to prevent that condition from progressing, this is also an exercise you should do. The great thing is that you don't need to spend an hour exercising or get fancy workout gear. Just 60 seconds each time, 3 to 5 times a day, and you've made a big difference for your legs. You can take advantage of the seemingly smallest moments of the day, like while brushing your teeth, waiting for water to boil, or during commercials on TV to do it. You don't need to worry about clothes or the weather because all you need is a sturdy chair and legs ready to move. This habit is so simple that you can do it while you're resting. To remember to exercise every day, try sticking a small note next to the TV with the reminder 60-second ankle nods, or set an alarm every 2 hours. Another way is to combine it with your water drinking habit. Every time you drink a glass of water, spend a minute pumping your ankles, hydrating and taking care of your circulation, convenient and effective. Many people even jokingly call this mini cardio for lazy legs. 1 minute of exercise won't make you sweat, but it helps your heart work less hard to pump blood back from your legs while preventing problems like swelling and pain. So, are you ready to start today? Let your legs be cared for from the smallest steps so that every day is a healthier day. If you've already tried it once, you might be thinking, is that all there is to it? Yep, that's it. But the magic of small things is, when repeated every day, they create big changes you wouldn't expect. And when you're ready, we'll move on to habit number 2. Ankle alphabet tracing, a fun upgrade for those already familiar with this gentle warm-up. Do you remember when you were little and your teacher had you practice writing the alphabet? Now we're going to practice writing again, but with our ankles. It might sound strange, but this little exercise is extremely effective in stimulating blood circulation in your legs. What is ankle alphabet tracing? This is a gentle yet very effective exercise to improve circulation and keep your ankles flexible. The way to do it is very simple. First, sit up straight in a chair, keeping your posture comfortable and relaxed. You can place your feet flat on the floor or lift them slightly into the air if that feels easier. Next, imagine your ankle is the pivot point and your foot is a pen drawing in the air. You will take turns writing the letters from A to Z by moving your foot in the shape of each letter, or you can substitute with circles, figure eights, or spirals to vary the movement. Hold each letter or shape you draw for about 3 to 5 seconds, allowing the muscles and joints to stretch while also creating a force that pushes blood through the deep veins in your legs. Repeat this sequence continuously for 3 to 5 minutes each time you exercise, and you can work both legs or one leg at a time as you prefer. Just by spending a few minutes each day on this exercise, you've helped your blood circulate better, made your ankle muscles more flexible, and at the same time reduced the risk of numbness and swelling. Perhaps many people wonder, why is tracing letters with your ankle good for circulation? In middle and older age, maintaining the flexibility of the joints, especially the ankle joints, becomes more important than ever. Many people don't realize that just a small exercise like ankle alphabet tracing each day can bring about clear positive changes. First, this exercise helps increase the flexibility of the ankle joint. Every stroke you make, whether it's a letter or a simple circle, is a way to maintain the natural range of motion of the joint. When the joint is flexible, the risk of stiffness, pain, or limited movement will be significantly reduced. Not only that, but the exercise also supports the return of blood from the legs to the heart, which is very important for older adults, as the venous valves and the pumping action of the leg muscles are no longer as effective as in youth. Thanks to the continuous and multi-directional movement of the ankle, blood is gently pushed upwards, helping to reduce ankle swelling and the feeling of heaviness in the legs, especially at the end of the day. For those who often sit for long periods, move little, or have a history of mild varicose veins, this exercise is also an extremely useful supportive measure for preventing varicose veins and leg pain. No need for medication, no need for equipment, just the ankle being moved correctly and regularly. Another big plus is that this exercise is very simple and can be done anywhere. Whether you're sitting in a chair watching TV, reading the morning paper, working at a desk, or even resting in bed, you can exercise easily without having to change into workout clothes or prepare anything. According to experts in movement medicine, exercising the ankle joint helps strengthen the contraction ability of the calf muscles, like the gastrocnemius, and the anterior tibial muscle. These muscles help pump blood in the veins back to the heart, improving blood circulation, reducing pressure on the heart and the overall circulatory system. A review of lower limb exercise studies shows that maintaining ankle joint activity and flexibility helps prevent the risk of venous thrombosis and leg swelling, while also improving the quality of life for older adults. You don't need to spend too much time, just 3 to 5 minutes each time, and maintaining it about 2 to 3 times a day is enough to bring clear benefits. For better results, you can combine this exercise with the 60-second ankle pump habit as a very gentle but effective duo for supporting blood circulation. Imagine every afternoon you become a special artist. No need for brushes, no need for paper, just your ankles. The letters you draw don't appear on paper, but they manifest in the health of your legs. And even if your strokes are a bit wobbly or slanted, the important thing is, each movement is drawing a clearer path for blood to return to your heart. Just a few minutes each day, but it can create a big change for circulation and the comfort of your legs. A small, simple, but meaningful habit. After getting used to the ankle pump habit and starting to increase the flexibility of your legs by drawing letters, you might wonder, should you try another habit? Something simple, gentle, but enough to create additional benefits for circulation. Surprisingly, the next habit doesn't start with flexing or tensing muscles, but just a sip of water and a few steps around the house. No need for a yoga mat, no need for a step counter. Just stand up, take a sip of water, and walk about 10 steps around the room. It sounds too simple, but these small actions silently promote better blood flow in your legs, prevent blood stagnation, and reduce the feeling of numbness and heaviness in your calves. Let's explore why the take a sip, take 10 steps habit can become a valuable exercise for your legs and heart, especially after age 50. Why does drinking water affect blood circulation in the legs? The story begins with the most basic component of blood, water. Blood isn't just cells. A large part is plasma, and plasma is mostly water. When the body is dehydrated, even slightly, the blood becomes thicker, making the heart work harder to pump blood throughout the body, especially pumping it back up from the legs. According to the Mayo Clinic, mild dehydration can lead to a decrease in blood volume, increasing blood viscosity and pressure on the cardiovascular system, especially in older adults, causing fatigue and discomfort. Furthermore, dehydration also reduces the ability of blood vessels to dilate, making blood flow more difficult and contributing to increased blood pressure. In particular, older adults tend to feel less thirsty even when their bodies are dehydrated. This is a natural physiological change with age, meaning that by the time you feel thirsty, it's already a bit too late. Therefore, maintaining a habit of drinking water regularly, not waiting until you're thirsty, is a crucial key to keeping your blood running smoothly. Take 10 steps, a seemingly small but extremely practical exercise. After drinking water, the second step is walking. Just 10 steps around the living room, around the kitchen table, or in the hallway. No need for sneakers, no need to turn on music. Standing up and walking gently activates the muscle groups in the legs, especially the muscles around the calves, which act as a natural pump to help push blood from the legs back to the heart. The important thing here isn't the number of steps, but that you create a gentle rhythm of movement after hydrating, helping to kickstart the entire circulatory system. This also helps prevent the phenomenon of sitting in one place for too long, which is the culprit behind many problems for older adults, from slow circulation to the risk of blood clots in the legs. One habit, 2 big benefits. Combining drinking water with taking 10 steps brings at least 2 major benefits for circulation. Replenishes blood with water, helps thin the blood, reducing pressure on the heart and blood vessels, especially in the leg area, where blood often tends to pool when sitting for a long time. Activates leg muscles. Gentle leg movement helps the muscle pump work, pushing blood out of the lower limbs, thereby helping to reduce leg swelling, reduce the feeling of fatigue, and increase oxygen circulation throughout the body. In addition, this small habit also helps you take the opportunity to wake up your whole body, reducing feelings of drowsiness and prolonged fatigue. Many people over 60 share that just drinking a glass of water and walking a few laps around the house makes them feel more alert and energetic, not just physically, but also mentally. It sounds very convincing, so how often should you do it? According to advice from many geriatric experts, every 1 to 2 hours of sitting still, you should drink a small glass of water and walk a few steps. Whether you're watching TV, reading, or doing housework, create a gentle reminder. It could be a timer, a phone alarm, or simply a sticky note in a visible place to encourage yourself to perform this small ritual regularly throughout the day. Many older adults have shared how they integrate this habit into their daily lives. Every time a commercial break comes on TV, they stand up and walk around the room. Or when the phone rings, they take the opportunity to walk around while talking instead of sitting in one place. Such small movements, seemingly simple, help blood circulate better without changing your whole day. Is it necessary to drink plain water? Of course, plain water is the ideal choice. But to change the taste, you can absolutely choose diluted lemonade, unsweetened diluted juice, or cucumber-infused water. The important thing is to avoid drinks containing a lot of caffeine or sugar, as they can have a strong diuretic effect and cause the body to lose water faster, which is not good for circulation. If you are taking diuretics or have specific health issues, talk to your doctor about the appropriate amount of water. But for most people over 50, maintaining adequate daily water intake, about 6 to 8 glasses depending on your physical condition, is a simple yet effective foundation for supporting stable blood circulation. You might be thinking, just drinking water and taking 10 steps, is that really enough to improve circulation? The answer is yes, not just enough, but also very smart. Because this is the simplest way to wake up your legs, reduce blood pooling, prevent feelings of numbness and stiffness, and more importantly, reduce the burden on your heart every day. No equipment needed, no cost involved, no need to go to the gym. You just need to stand up, take a few steps, and maintain that habit regularly. That regularity, gentleness, and proactivity will make a clear difference to your health as old age approaches. If you've watched this far, you might also be wondering, are these 3 habits too simple? Actually, they are simple, and that's the best part. They don't require expensive equipment, don't demand going to the gym, and don't involve any harsh training programs. Each habit only takes a few minutes, but it affects a very important part of life: blood circulation in the legs, the foundation for stability, balance, and freedom of movement as you get older. Let's recap. Habit 1, the 60-second ankle pump. A small, easy movement done while sitting helps wake up the veins in your legs, preventing blood from pooling in your ankles and feet. If you do it in the morning and between long periods of sitting, you'll feel a clear difference after just a few days. Habit 2. Ankle alphabet tracing. Both gentle and fun, it's very effective for maintaining the flexibility of the ankle joints and helping blood circulate more evenly. Especially useful for those who sit a lot, like when watching TV, reading, or working with a tablet. Habit 3. Drink water, then take 10 steps. This is a smart combination of rehydrating your blood and activating the natural muscle pump in your legs. Just 2 to 3 minutes each time, but it helps minimize leg swelling, leg pain, and the feeling of heaviness when standing up after sitting for a long time. You see, nothing in these 3 habits is unfamiliar. In fact, many of us have done them before. The only difference is that we haven't done them at the right time, haven't done them regularly, and haven't understood their silent but powerful impact on the circulatory health of our legs. And if you're thinking, I'm over 70, is it even worth starting now? Then remember, blood vessels don't care how old you are. They just need to be moved, have blood pumped at the right rhythm, and be cared for gently every day. No one starts too late. Every step you take, every sip of water you drink, every time you gently rotate your ankle, it's not just movement, it's a silent declaration that you are preserving your independence, your autonomy, and your joy of life. Let these small habits become your daily companions. Attach them to familiar times, when making tea, when listening to the news, when standing up after lunch. And then you won't even think about exercising anymore. You'll simply be taking care of yourself naturally and gently. Your legs are silent friends who have carried you through many years and many journeys in life. Now is the time for you to give them the attention they deserve. You don't need to run, just keep walking. The blood will flow, your legs will feel lighter, and life will be fresher every day. Age may bring wrinkles, but don't let it take away your ability to move, your freedom, or your daily joy. With just a few minutes and a few small movements, you can create a big change, not just for your legs, but for your heart, brain, and spirit. If you found this video helpful, don't hesitate to share it with friends and loved ones, especially those who are also looking to take care of their health gently and without pressure. And if you want to continue receiving friendly, easy to understand, and reliable content like this every week, please click subscribe and turn on notifications. This channel is where you are always welcome as a friend, a family member. You don't stop moving because you grow old. You grow old because you stop moving.